Hi, my name is Lauren, and this is my friend Maddie.
Hi.
And we are going to be talking about if student athletes at the University of Wisconsin-Madison should get compensated or paid for being an athlete or not. So, Maddie, as we're talking about this issue, can you just give me your general idea and stance on it?
Okay, so I actually ran the Wisconsin women's track and field team for 2 years. So I was a student athlete. I ran 400 hurdles, and the whole issue with athletes being paid, I disagree with. So.
Okay, so now we have an opinion from Maddie, and I'm just gonna try to talk about this with her. So it's awesome that you're an athlete. I think that that's so cool. Could you go into a little bit more detail of how you started to become a track athlete and then why you think that you should not get paid, athletes should not get paid?
Yeah, so I was recruited by the school, but I ended up being a preferred walk-on. So I was given access to all the amenities that student athletes are, especially at a Division I level. Student athletes are given a lot more benefits and help than say student athletes at a D3 level. So just off the top of my head, most student athletes, if not all, are offered academic services, so you can get a personal tutor. They're offered medical staff and help and recovery methods. You're given access to a weight room, nutrition guidance, weightlifting coaching, academic staff. You have like exams on hand. You are given breakfast, if not all meals of the day, free offered. So honestly, student athletes are given so many benefits. I just don't think that paying them would suffice enough.
Yeah, no, I understand that. And with all of those things that you have mentioned, did you personally take part in them? Do you feel like that they were beneficial to you as a student athlete here? Did your academics improve because you had those resources, or did you not really use them?
Yeah, I'd say I definitely use them. The academic staff, tutors are on hand. They have one for every class, honestly, so if you have any questions, you can just attend that help session or schedule an appointment. Academic advisors are always there, always open. You have guidance counselors that are always there. I personally took the help for stats. I think that really helped a lot. And a bunch of my teammates and I would just get together and just study from the resources that they gave us.
Good, very nice. And before, when you were kind of listing off the things that the athletes did get, did you get any, could you talk about the clothes you got or maybe the food? I know you were talking about breakfast, so
Yeah.
Did you have to pay something for that, or was that?
Okay, so with track, I know track gets free breakfast. So that means you just swipe your Whisk card in the morning and you have a buffet and you can choose any type of food you want, all nutritious and beneficial for your workout that day. If you have football or basketball, for example, they're offered breakfast and dinner. So they only have to buy lunch on their own, which is helpful really during the week, and especially if money is tight. But track isn't offered this, but I know sports that do bring in more revenue, such as hockey, football, basketball. They're offered a meal card. It's like the red card, and a certain amount of money is put on every week, depending on your status, if you're a walk-on versus a full scholarship athlete. And you can use that at any restaurant for the weekend or for lunch, and you really don't have to pay for anything.
Oh, well, that's really nice that they so student athletes are given money for food.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know, since we are friends, so I see you kind of walking around in some of your old track clothes or track shoes. Do you want to explain that a little bit of all that cool stuff?
Yeah, so track in particular, we get a lot of shoes because we run a lot. So track shoes, spikes, your racing flats, your sneakers, your weightlifting shoes. I got, in the beginning of the year they give you a bunch of stuff, but that does come with the sponsorship of Under Armour, which does help. And I'd say every year, if I totaled up all of my clothing, it would be around, I want to say $3,000.
Oh, wow.
Just for clothing and shoes. And then football and basketball and sports that you need more clothing, obviously that amount increases a lot. And then, however, sports I'd say tennis or, sorry, Marty. Other sports that, there's not as many members on that team, they actually have to pay for some of their own clothes. And then I know my sister was a Division III student athlete, and she wasn't given anything for free. So I think that's really interesting.
Oh, that is interesting. So it kind of, I guess, depends on the level that you're at, either Division I, II, III, kind of what benefits that you do receive. And so since we are college students, athletics was a big part of your life, but can you tell me how the athletics kind of played into your school schedule? And do you feel like that because you had to practice so much, your athletes need to spend so much time focusing on sports that it would take away from their academics, and that's why they should be getting compensated? Or do you think, can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, of course. I mean, ever since I joined the track team, what your coaches and all of your tutors have always ingrained in my head, at least, is that student comes first. You're a student athlete. You're a student first, and then your athletics come second. So during our in-season, we would train about 20 hours per week. And I acknowledge the fact that some student athletes do want to get paid, because at some point the amount that you're training would interfere with academics and your sleep schedule and your homework, and say if you want a job, you can't have a job. There's just not enough hours in the day. Like, I haven't had a job for the past 2 years because track always took up so much time. But I'd say you are a student athlete and you are going to school for academics, and that should be your primary reason. I think athletics should come second regardless. And if you are having trouble financially, there's a full ride scholarship. They will pay for your schooling because that's what you're there for. So.
Well, good. Well, thank you for explaining that kind of point of view.
Yeah.
As far as it goes for those athletes that are very successful and want to perform at the next level, do you feel like that because, say, Nigel Hayes, Sam Decker, some of those basketball players that might go to the NBA and make that money, do you feel like that that's another reason why that they shouldn't be paid here now, because they do have the potential to make millions later? Or
I think with athletes that are on such a national level and that are known to basically everyone on campus, they have a responsibility to the school to represent that school in the best light. And I also think that they are on that sports team to get an education, and that yes, they are bringing in so many profits, but at the end of the day, if they want to go pro, they can go pro. Like, they don't need to be at school. If they want to get paid, like, join the NBA. I don't know, so, and we're given so many advantages and opportunities with academics, and when we travel you even get a stipend. So I honestly think paying athletes would take away just the core values of what an athlete is. You're able to balance that and do all this without being paid. I just kind of think it takes away that mentality, because it would change from a mentality and I love the game and I want to play more to I'm playing for money.
Good. So. Well, you've heard it here first. Maddie Smith, huge track athlete. Thanks so much.
Okay.